Welcome back to another episode of Money Mondays, man. And we're going to set sail with this one right after the intro. Let's get it. Yo, all right. Again, welcome to another episode of Money Mondays. I am Midas, and let's get it. So I got to thinking, y'all, like, what do we not have inside of our portfolio? Then I got to thinking, cruise lines. Okay, so I found this article here that's talking about not only is it informative, but something we can add to the portfolio. All right. What are the most least expensive cabins on a cruise? Here's what to know. All right. So this article is on usatoday.com. This article is by Nathan Diller. So let's get into it. During a recent cruise, my ship sailed to Bermuda. It had a pool of water. It had a pool and water park on board. That sounds dope. But lodging on my stateroom balcony was the part that felt most like a vacation. Sitting in the sun in my own space on Carnival Cruise Line's newest ship, Carnival Venezia. As the waves rolled by, I was able to relax in a way I don't usually do at home. For some travelers, a cruise stateroom is nothing more than a place to rest between activities. But for others like myself, it can make a trip. Many ships have a range of categories to choose from at varying price points, which come with different advantages. Here's what the least and most expensive rooms on the Venezia are like. Okay. Interior or inside staterooms are typically the least expensive category on a cruise. Those cabins are generally the smallest on board and rarely accommodate more than 3 people, according to Joy Hess, owner and lead travel consultant at Outside the Lines Travel. They also don't have windows, something that travelers who get seasick and could benefit from fresh air should keep in mind. Some interior cabins have both portholes with screens that simulate a view, like Disney Cruise Line's magical portholes, so people don't feel quite as landlocked, so to speak. Okay, said Hess. All right. It's a box with no view. That's exactly how I took it when I heard windows. You need windows. All right. She said of the cabin category. Okay, it is a box with no view, she said of the cabin category. Interior staterooms are great for people who plan to be out of their room except to sleep. Venezia's cheapest interior stateroom features a queen-size bed or twin and Pullman beds, and like every room, a TV and dedicated stateroom attendant. Prices vary by sailing dates and length, but an interior room on a 9-day cruise sailing round trip from New York to Miami and the Bahamas on February 2nd, 2024 starts at $459 per guest based on double occupancy. I don't know. I don't remember. I think it was like maybe like 2 years ago. Maybe. Um, maybe 3. I don't remember. That I checked out Royal, and I was on that cruise for I think maybe 7 days or something like that. That was cool. But if I'm not mistaken, I believe it was a little cheaper. The fare includes most food and drinks like iced tea and regular coffee and more. Along with their lower base fares, interior rooms, like other standard categories, also come with cheaper gratuities. Carnival recommends $16 gratuities per person per day for standard staterooms, according to its website. See, that's something that a lot of people don't actually know about. That you have to understand that your gratuity is per day. If guests have not prepaid those tips before they're sailing, the line will automatically add the charges to the passengers' onboard accounts, though the amounts can be adjusted at their discretion before they disembark. Okay. I don't think I've ever had that issue. Man, we sipping tea today, man. We sipping tea today, man. Some of Hess's clients prefer interior rooms for more than just the cost savings. Some people are afraid of water and they don't want to know that they are in the middle of the ocean, she said. Others enjoy the dark space for sleeping with no bright sun to wake them up in the morning. Now, when I was on the cruise, again, me and my wife, we actually slept out on the deck. Like we got in one of those chairs that be sitting around the pool or whatever, man. And we slept out on the deck, man. It was dope. So I liked all that, you know what I'm saying, under the stars and all that, to each his own, but it was fun. All right, on the opposite end of the price spectrum, multiple room suites tend to be the most expensive rooms on board, has said. They can measure thousands of square feet, often with spacious balconies. They also typically come with a range of perks. In the case of Venetia's Ocean Suites, its most expensive room category that includes priority boarding, debarkation, debark, debarkation, whatever. You'll read the article and you're gonna be kind of stumbling like me. Debarkation and main dining room times, access to ships, terrazza, carnival, lounge area, special brunches on select sea days, bathrobes, and more. Venetia's suites are smaller than some other suites at other ships, though ranging from 327 to 356 square feet. Okay. Uh-oh. Fares for those staterooms also vary by sailing date and length. But an ocean suite on the same February 2nd, 2024 sailing starts at $2,029 per person based on double occupancy. Passengers in suites pay $18 per guest per day in gratuities. Another nugget to add when you go on a cruise ship. It's per person per day. Okay. Hess says suites can be good fits for travelers with multi-generational families, those celebrating a special occasion, or who just want to experience a cruise without being around a lot of other people. And if you haven't been on a cruise ship, what I can say, man, they are very spacious. You know what I'm saying? Like you're not really, depending on where you're at, what type of event they got going on, it can get maybe shoulder to shoulder, but I didn't experience that. You know what I'm saying? It was times where there was a lot of high traffic, but it still wasn't like you in a packed club and you guys are having to step side by side with one another. It wasn't like that. It was real roomy. So a lot of people though. It is a lot of people, but it was roomy. So you ain't really have to worry about too much of that. And even if you can't get the exact room you want, there may be unexpected upsides. Hess once stayed in an ocean view room on a low deck. but her disappointment at its location turned to joy when she saw whales swimming by outside her window, which she said wouldn't have seen if she had been higher. Now, I saw whales too on my trip, man. You know, it was real cool. You can make the most of it no matter what she said. All right. So that's the article. So you have your ups, you have your downs, you know, gave a little bit of insight of what you need to pay for the gratuities. The staterooms is probably going to be your least most expensive room, or least most expensive cabin on the ship. So if you're planning a cruise and you're looking for a really, cost effective way, what I'm saying, to get out there on the boat, to get out there on the water, a stateroom is probably where you need to go, where you need to be at, especially if you plan on going and you really just want to just enjoy the festivities, all the events and everything. If you don't plan on really being in your room like that, why not? I mean, why should you care if you're not even really going to be in the room, but just to shower and sleep? And then you back at it. Shower, sleep, and back at it. Shower, sleep, and back at it. So that's just me. All right. So with that being said, you already know what we're about to do, man. We finna move these dollars. We finna have a little bit of fun, okay? So again, what did we not have in our portfolio? Cruise lines. All right, so I was looking at Carnival. Bam. All right, so I was looking at Carnival. Carnivale. What is going on with my fingers? So, if you want to add this to your portfolio, the stock ticker is CCL. Carnival Cruise Lines, CCL. Okay. Their stock is $17.31. I'm actually going to buy a whole share. I ain't going to lie to you. I'm going to buy a share. So before we move into our next one, though, let me show you something, man. Look, our whole entire portfolio was down $50. But that's okay. The whole market is down. So I'm not really tripping. You know what I'm saying? If we go through our portfolio, you see a ton of red, a ton of red. The whole entire market is down. So don't get discouraged when you see stuff like that, okay? It's not time to run and duck and hide and stick your head in the sand. That's not what that means, man. The whole market is down. Keep putting in. You see, I just bought a whole share. All right. Just keep putting in, keep putting in. All right. So the next one that I was looking at, which is the one that I actually rolled on, Royal. And this one is called Royal Caribbean Group. Their ticker is RCL. So you got CCL for Carnival, and now you got RCL for Royal. They stock is $97. We only moving dollars around. So here we go. Oh, okay. During extended hours, you can only trade RCL in whole shares. Hmm. So we can only buy a whole share right now. So we're gonna come back to Royal. We're gonna come back to Royal because we're not finna blow a whole $100. It's not what we finna do. So another one I was looking at, the Norwegian. right here. NCLH. NCLH is the ticker. And if you don't know what a ticker is, it's basically just abbreviation for that stock, and which is right here. Okay. Let's see if it'll let us buy here. So first, I'm gonna switch it to dollars. I'm gonna see if it'll let us actually buy $1. Okay. I actually want a whole share of that too. So I already put $1 in. Okay. So I wanted a whole stock of that. All right. So I was able to buy a whole stock of that. So now we got a whole stock. All right. And I believe there was one more I was looking at. Okay. So that gives me a total of, I believe, 3 I was looking at. 3. Carnival, Royal, Norwegian. No, 4. My bad. 4 I was looking at. Okay, so this other one is called Lindblad, I believe it's called. Lin. Lindblad. I could be saying that wrong, but LIND. Lindblad Expeditions. $10 a share. And they up 14 cents today. Okay. Extended hours. Got to buy a whole share. $10. We can do $10. We can do $10. We can do $10. All right. So that's it, man. So we added that today. We're not finna do our normals today. You know, you can go ahead and put in on the normals today, but today I actually wanted to just add something brand new to our portfolio. All right. So appreciate y'all rocking with me. If you're interested in going on a cruise, I just gave y'all a little bit of game from Nathan Diller, who traveled the brand new Carnival Cruise Line. Their ship, traveled their new ship, and gave us insight and tips on where the money at, where you can get on, you know what I'm saying, basically for the low on this particular ship. And I want to say it kind of works the same way across the board where it comes with the state room. The state rooms are normally, you know what I'm saying, the more cost-effective rooms, cost-efficient rooms. And like I said, I think my room, and it could have been a deal. It could have been a deal, but I believe I paid less than what he was talking about, and I had a balcony on mine. So I think I paid less. I think I was in maybe somewhere in the lower 400s, late 300s, somewhere around there. But either way, it was a blast going on a cruise. Make sure you check out this video first, and then make sure you invest in that cruise so you can actually get paid for going on a cruise. That's how we do that. All right, so I'm gonna holler at y'all on the next one. Peace.